If you found out that someone you loved was keeping a secret that was hurting another person you loved, a secret that had a deadline, a countdown, a window closing fast, would you say something? Or would you stay quiet and watch the damage happen? Because I made a choice. I opened my mouth at my cousin's baby shower, in front of about 30 people, and I announced that my sister in law was pregnant before she and my brother even had the chance to tell anyone themselves. And now half my family isn't speaking to me, so I have to ask, was I wrong? Okay, so here's the full picture because the context actually matters here. My brother's name is Derek. His wife is Simone. They've been trying to get pregnant for about 2 years, IVF, 2 rounds of it, one miscarriage in the middle. It was brutal. Our whole family knew they were going through it because Simone, bless her, is not a private person. She talked about it openly, asked for support, and we gave it. My mom lit candles. My aunt sent meal trains. We were all in it with them. Now, my cousin Bria, she's the one whose shower it was. Bria got pregnant kind of unexpectedly, and honestly, the timing was always a little awkward. Not her fault, just one of those life things where the universe doesn't check the calendar. Bria knew about Derek and Simone's struggles. Everyone did. The shower was at my aunt's house. Finger sandwiches, pastel everything, those little paper games about baby names. About 30 people there. I was helping coordinate because that's what I do. I'm the one who shows up early to put out the tablecloths. 3 days before the shower, Simone texted me. Just me. She said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that she'd just gotten confirmation. She was 8 weeks along and everything looked good. She was so happy. She said they weren't telling anyone until after the first trimester, after 12 weeks, because of the miscarriage. She said she just needed to tell one person and she trusted me. I told her I was thrilled. I meant it completely. So I walked into that shower carrying a secret. And then something happened that made it very, very hard to keep. About halfway through the shower, my aunt, Derek and Simone's mom, so my aunt by marriage, she cornered me near the dessert table. And she was not subtle. She said, loud enough for 3 people nearby to hear, I just feel so bad for Simone today. This has to be hard for her, being here. When is it going to be her turn? 2 years and nothing. I just wonder sometimes if it's ever going to happen for them. I felt my face go completely still. Because she didn't know. Nobody knew except me. And my aunt, who loves Simone, was standing there in genuine grief for her, saying out loud what she assumed was still the painful truth, that after 2 years and 2 rounds of IVF and one miscarriage, it still hadn't worked. And 3 feet away from us, Bria's mom was nodding along, eyes soft, and somebody else said, poor thing, I can't imagine. I thought about texting Simone right then. I actually had my phone in my hand, but the conversation kept going. Someone said, maybe they should look at adoption, it might just not be in the cards. And my aunt, well meaning, sweet, heartbroken on her daughter in law's behalf, said, I just hope she's not sitting at home today feeling like a failure. And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't let that keep going, so I said it. I said, she's not failing, she's pregnant, they found out this week. She's 8 weeks along and everything is fine. Just like that, out loud to the room. The reaction was not what I expected. There was a gasp, the happy kind, I thought. My aunt burst into tears. 2 other people clapped. For about 4 seconds, it felt like I had done something wonderful. Then I looked at my phone and there were 3 texts from Simone in a row. Someone at the shower had already texted her. The messages said, did you tell people? And then, why would you do this? And then just, I trusted you. Derek called me that night. He wasn't yelling, which was almost worse. He was just quiet and flat, and he said, she wanted to tell mom herself. That was the one thing she was looking forward to. After everything they'd been through, she wanted to be the one to hand mom that moment, and you took it. I tried to explain what my aunt had said. The failure comment, the whole conversation. Derek said, I hear you, but Simone told you in confidence. That was hers to share. He wasn't wrong. I knew he wasn't wrong even as I was defending myself. Simone didn't speak to me for 2 weeks. When she finally did, she said she understood why I'd done it, sort of. But she also said, you made a decision about my pregnancy that wasn't yours to make, and I can't fully get past that right now. Which is fair, that's completely fair. The thing I keep turning over is this. My aunt spent that afternoon thinking her daughter-in-law was still suffering, thinking it might never happen. And I could have fixed that. I had the information that would have erased that grief right there in my chest, and I used it. Was it for Simone? Was it for my aunt? Or was it just because I couldn't stand sitting with something that felt like a solvable problem? Bria, the actual guest of honor at her own shower, texted me afterward and said, for what it's worth, I would have done the same thing. So at least there's that. A few weeks later, Derek and Simone did their official announcement. Photos, the whole thing. People reacted beautifully. But when my aunt commented on the post, she said, "So happy for you both. We've been celebrating since we heard." And Simone liked the comment. She liked it. I don't know what to do with that. So here's where I land, or where I can't land, really. I broke a confidence. That is not a small thing. Simone trusted me with something precious and fragile, something they'd fought 2 years and two heartbreaks to get, and I made a call she never asked me to make. I stole the moment she'd been saving, I know that. And I also know that my aunt went home from that shower thinking her daughter-in-law was still hurting, thinking the answer was still no. And I had a yes sitting right there inside me. Both of those things are true at the same time, and I genuinely do not know which one is supposed to win. So I'm asking you, actually asking, because I've been going in circles on this for weeks. Was protecting Simone's secret worth letting my aunt carry that grief for another month? Or was protecting my aunt from one afternoon of unnecessary sadness worth breaking the one thing Simone asked me to keep? Where is the line, and did I cross it, or did I land exactly on it? So, am I the problem here? Honestly, though, what would you have done? Comment below.